My fellow viewers, YouTubers, thank you very much for joining me here for a very serious discussion about the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. Campaign season has officially started. At the end of the year, leading into next year, the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame will come together and YouTubers will vote for channels to get into the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. It is not easy to get in. For those that are not aware of what I'm talking about, I believe it was 2018, maybe it was 2017. The first year the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame was formed by Mike Baseball Collector. He was the first commissioner of it. It is now passed over to a channel named Legends Never Die. And the rules are as follows. To vote for a sports card content channel, to vote, you have to have been making sports card content on YouTube for at least 1 year. To be eligible to be inducted into the Sports Card Hall of Fame, you have to have been making content consistently for the last 3 years.
So here's what we do as part of the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. You have to have been making content on YouTube for 1 year in order to cast a ballot. The reason for that is I believe that content creators best understand what it takes to create a channel, create content, consistently do that to the point of making it Hall of Fame worthy, however you define that as the voter. On that ballot, you can only vote for channels that have been creating content for 3 years. Okay? Now, two parts to that, the 1 year rule, the 3 year rule. The 1 year rule exists because of better understanding, but also playing devil's advocate. If anyone ever wanted to create a bunch of fake channels and wreck the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame, which, man, talk about silly and petty. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I love it. I think it's a big deal, but come on. But that's to prevent something like that happening.
I started in March 2020. Myself, along with a lot of other channels, are now eligible for the Sports Card YouTube Hall of Fame. Now, I've not always gotten along with all of the members of the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame, people that vote, and also Hall of Famers themselves. However, I feel like we had a nice breakthrough at the National. I'd like to shout out a few of the purple states, I think is what we will call them. Snoop, John Mangini, Orlando, A Collector's Dream, Filmington, Blue Jacket 66, Mike Baseball Collector, Theo Clemente Collector, Andy, she blinds me with refractors, Mike O, Pepino Man, Silver Jacketified Joe, Scani Tradition, just to name a few. Now guys, I'm not gonna kid myself here. Most of the channels that have been inducted already are mostly focused around baseball cards. And if you know my channel, I don't provide a whole lot of very good baseball card content outside of what DPZ does for his collector series stuff. So it is an upward battle. There's not a channel that I know of that is in the YouTube Hall of Fame that is centered around hobby news, gossip, pricing fluctuations, and that sort of thing. I do have my collection type videos. They are mixed in here and there, but I make just about daily content, and so they get lost in with all of the other stuff. So let's not kid ourselves. I'm a long shot. I am an extreme outsider in this race. Think Donald Trump coming down the escalator, 2016. The current YouTube Hall of Fame, the members, as well as many of the voters, they are a tight-knit group. And that's why I mentioned the other YouTubers, purple states. Many of them, actually the ones that I mentioned, probably won't vote for me, but I still consider them maybe on the fence. There are some that will not vote for me no matter what, and that is okay. They have not met me. I've met these people now, many of them, some of them more than once, but we've made a little bit of headway. And so look, I just want to propose this year, and again, we've got time. There's going to be multiple videos leading up to actual voting season. But what about a different kind of candidate? I've got 3 pledges that I would like to make for those that would consider voting for me this year for my first eligible year. First pledge. I pledge not to buy or sell not only rock autographs, just rock cards in general. Won't see them. Won't even be around. Won't be buying and selling rock cards or rock autographs. You can count on that. Pledge number 2, no videos, no pre-national videos about wearing comfortable shoes or staying hydrated. No, you won't find that from me. You won't find it. 3, the most important pledge that I'm going to make is to continue to bring awareness to other channels, especially more emphasis around collector style channels. And what I mean by that are more of the showing cards and showing their collection and talking about, what they bought, sold, mail days, and that sort of thing. There's a lot of great channels out there that might not have as much exposure, and I would like to bring exposure to those channels. I will continue to do that. I've done that over time, but I want to really up the ante. Speaking of, we do have the ballot results from last year, and we have all the channels that did not make it into the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame, and I will list all of those channels in the video description. I will be bringing attention to these channels more, as well as many of the other channels that are now eligible to vote and maybe didn't know about the YouTube Sports Hall of Fame until I mentioned it here. This is going to be a grassroots voting effort. We are looking for new voters. We are not just going to count on the voters over the last few years. As much as I am campaigning and I'm working to gain their trust, we can't leave any stone unturned. Let's bring awareness to some of these channels that have been going for 9 months, 10 months, a year. They're coming up on that 1 year eligible to vote. I want to earn your vote, and I want to make sure that you are getting as much exposure as possible, and I'll do everything I can to help you there. So those are my pledges. Thank you for watching. As always, for many of my friends out there, I appreciate your support so much. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and God bless America.